Hi guys, it's TheAlmightyMoses here, and welcome to the second episode of You Can't Win Anything with Kids. Sounds a bit pedo, but um, let's go with this. So I've had a couple of questions about the first video that I wanted to answer. The first one from Legacy KG is what leagues did you have loaded for your Tunbridge file? So I wanted to go through that. If you just start a new game, hopefully this should bring up the leagues that I did have selected. And as you can see, I just had the British League, so England, Ireland, sorry, not Ireland, that's not British, sorry, apologies to anyone Irish, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and outside Britain we have Ireland as well. So I wanted to have the leagues within the same area, well, in my scouting area, in order to allow me to bring in players without work permits or issues scouting their names or anything like that. And the reason I didn't select outside that was to keep it sort of realistic in terms of Blue Square South players probably aren't going to be brought in from France or Germany or anything like that. And my idea was when I got further into the game, then I'd load up more leagues, but I actually didn't end up doing that because I didn't need to. And if we go back into my Tunbridge file, I'll show you why. And it was a good point. I can't remember who posted it, but on one of the FM base forums, a guy posted in saying that when you have a league that's not playable, you usually only get good regens from there. So my advice is don't select a lot of leagues to be playable, and then when you go into the youth departures, like I suggested before, then you'll be able to pick up some better youngsters. Let's just go through and look at some of my transfer history. So you can see, going through, let's go right to the very start. I'll just sum up for you: £0 spent, 0 spent second season, 0 third season, 0 fourth season, and £500 received, 0 second season, 30 grand received, 0 fourth season, 30 grand received, 0 fifth season, 400 grand received, 53,000 in loan fees, and 2.1 million received, 0 spent, 3.6 received. And at this point, this is when I started really getting hold of the youngsters and bringing them in. Getting hold of the youngsters? Really? So, right, I'm coming across a bit of a paedophile here. How can I say that better? I started getting in, no, not getting in the youngsters, that's no better. Okay, so let's get on with this anyway. What I did was I started scouting through the youth departures, and I began to realise that actually there's some good players here. Like if you look at this 2018, which was it was 6 years ago on this for me, and I've got a couple of players here that are still with me now. So this guy Jean Granger, I believe, because he's French, now worth 4 million. Got him in when I was in League One. And he's just got better and better now, and actually in the transfer window Tottenham won him for, well, I've set an asking fee of 30 million, which is a bit ambitious, but yeah. So I mean, through the youth departures you can bring in some very good young players. This guy Langren, I sold him last season, got him in for free, sold him for 6.5 million. So that's the benefit of this method. I mean, you don't have to play these players, you bring them in, give them a loan youth contract if they're young enough. If they're not, give them a low starting salary, and if they don't become good enough, chuck them out. See you later. So I want to keep this video kind of short, and then take any questions about this, and then do another episode next week, but I'll just leave you with a short view on my players. You've seen these before, but actually the very first player I had was Miniero. Had him in the first season I was in the Blue Square Premier, and then Huijland. Had him in the second year I was in the Blue Square Premier. Sobat, brought him in League One. My goalkeeper, brought him in League Two. It's just a curve of players, basically, just bringing them in year on year and developing them as you go. Gutierrez, brought him in League One. This guy's one of my up-and-coming youngsters. I just sold him actually. Came in the Premier League, and you can keep doing this, and it's a great way of making money. Another quick thing I'll show you is the finances. You can't see here, but I'm actually 37 million in the positive, and I think one of the main reasons for this is scouting players. So I never scout players, and if you look at my staff, I have one scout at the bottom, this guy, Lee Christie, and he is awful. Can't quite see. He's got 18 judging player ability and judging player potential 15, but I just don't use them. You do not need to scout players. If you're buying them this way from the youth departures, all you need to do is trial them, and then you'll see your coach reports, and from that you can decide, is he good enough, is he not, has he got the potential to become a good player, and go from there. And I find this is a great way of not spending any money, and yeah, just keeping your finances positive. And another quick tip, do not bother investing in training facilities or youth development until you've got a real nice profit, because you'll end up getting crippled when you get into the higher leagues by non-footballing costs. Okay, so hopefully that's a really helpful bunch of tips there. Please leave your questions as a comment. Like this video. Please don't dislike it if you think the quality is poor, because I know it's poor. And hopefully soon I'll be upgrading. I'm TheAlmightyMoses. Thank you guys for listening, and see you next week. Bye bye.